Hello everyone. This video I'm mainly making for all the juniors of second and third year pharmacy students because they are new to this case presentation and they don't know about the soap note and all. So first what we need to do is first in the video or in the presentation you need to introduce yourself and tell about the case name, like my name is some you have to tell your name and then say that I'm going to give a case presentation on H pylori related peptic ulcer disease. So this was my case. Okay, now subjective evidence. So subjective evidence is nothing but the patient information, like the patient name ABC, like that. You cannot mention the patient name, right? So we mention the alphabets. So this is read like this is a case of 45-year-old male patient who was admitted in the General Medicine Unit C and with an IP number 20203384 on 1/6/2020. So the next thing is the chief complaints. Chief complaints are nothing but the complaints through which or the problems through which the patient has come to the hospital. C bar O, whatever is written there, it is nothing but the short form of chief complaints. So you have to say like the patient was admitted with the chief complaints of burning stomach pain, indigestion, bloating since 2 weeks. The pain was initially occurred several times a day, usually between the meals, and sometimes awakened him at the night. But it has increased in frequency during the last 2 weeks. Initially, the pain was temporarily reduced by the food and the antacid. Next is the past medication history. The patient tried OTC H2 receptor antagonist that last longer but did not provide adequate symptom relief. He also takes acetaminophen for headache and even prefers multivitamin tablets. Past medical history, that means what are the previous problems, that health problems they have undergone. So next in this, there is 12 years ago the patient was treated with omeprazole for the susceptible peptic ulcer. Next, moving on to social history of the patient. He works in a high stress job as an air traffic controller in major airport. He smokes 1 pack of cigarettes daily for the past 20 years. He occasionally drinks glass of red wine with dinner. He usually drinks 4 to 6 cups of caffeinated coffee throughout the day. This was all about the social history. Next is allergies. Allergies is nothing significant in the patient. Next is provisional diagnosis. You have to say it like, by seeing the subjective evidence, past medical and past medication history, the patient was provisionally diagnosed with duodenal ulcer because epigastric pain frequently occurs between the meals and often relieved by the food. But this varies from patient to patient. So this was all about subjective evidence. Now next is the objective evidence. That means by using certain instrument or by the laboratory testing, we find what is the matter. Okay. First is physical examination. In this, on the palpation of the upper abdomen, there was epigastric tenderness being seen in the patient. The vitals and other blood reports, if any increase or decrease value is there, you have to mention and go with the specific tests. Don't explain all the procedures, all the normal values and all. Just increase, decrease should be concentrated more here. Now in my case, there is a stool goic test that has been negative, and esophagogastroduodenoscopy was done, and a single ulcer was seen. 0.5 centimeter duodenal ulcer was seen, and that thing is important. And biopsy H pylori positive it was. So final diagnosis is by observing the subjective evidence, objective evidence, the physician finally diagnosed the patient with H pylori associated peptic ulcer. In SOAP format, S is over, O is over. Now we will move on to A. A represents the assessment. Assessment is what you have come into conclusion or what you have extracted from whatever information you had. That is assessing the case. That means the patient has most of the risk factor to get the peptic ulcer disease, right? He would use the acetaminophen, he would use coffee. So all these things, it puts a patient into higher risk of getting peptic ulcer disease. Now, due to the lack of conventional anti-ulcer medication and maintenance therapy, the re-emission of the ulcer is seen in this patient because he had past medical history of peptic ulcer and the therapy is not continued or maintenance therapy is not given. So, the reoccurrence has taken place here. So I have listed down what maintenance therapy can be given, and other lab readings and all is normal in this patient. So symptomatic treatment and eradication of H. pylori infection should be concentrated more, and you should see that the resistance won't develop there. The cause may be due to stressful job also, and the behavioral risks such as cigarette smoking, using of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, all leads to this, has put him into risk of H. pylori infection, okay, peptic ulcer. Next, it is important that all the etiological factors are brought into control, and we have to counsel the patient as such. The last part is P in the SOAP format, right? So P indicates the planning. That means what is the standard therapy that is preferred for such a patient, what non-pharmacological or pharmacological therapies can be given to this patient. So all these things you have to plan, you have to make goals, you have to plan what can be done to treat this patient with so many complications or with past medication history. All you have to balance it, and proper planning should be done. So the standard treatment guidelines I have written, so this can be followed to this patient. And next is choosing of the drug which is more preferable to this patient, and how many times a day it can be given. All should be planned properly in this planning place. Next, you need to mention the chart, treatment chart, what was given in the hospital. Okay, so this first is the capsule omeprazole was given 20 mg. PO is nothing but it was given through the oral route, and frequency was once a day. That means in the morning it was given. So basically, I'll just tell you all how it should be read. So second one, I will give an example. Next, a tablet omeprazole was given 20 mg orally twice a day. That is one in the morning and one in the evening. For the 4 days, 4 consecutive days, it was prescribed. So in this way, you have to read out each of your treatment chart, whatever was prescribed in the hospital. Next, after planning, in the following slides, what we do is that each medication we take, we write its mechanism of action, how it usually acts to solve the particular symptom or particular problem. Next, what are the monitoring parameters when you're giving that drug, what should be monitored, and the side effects also you can write. Lastly, we mentioned the patient counseling. How can you counsel the patient to recover fast, or to manage his medications, or to modification of his lifestyle. All can be said to the patient. You'll just go through it and hope you got an idea how to present a case.